Hello, seventh grade. I hope all of you guys are doing well. I want to say big shout out to Itomi Gonzalez. Her project is coming along so wonderfully. She has such a lengthy list. She has so many things on her list. I'm so proud of you, Itomi. So continue to develop some sketches. So I want to see some drawings, some sketches, Itomi. Now, what do I mean? Remember, first task was your list and then sketches. So start to draw some of the things that are on your list. Some might be a little harder than others. Itomi included, how can I put it? People that are well recognized in Mexico, and by that I mean soap opera stars, actors, singers, things of that nature. So that might be a little more difficult. For example, it may be a little more difficult to draw people as opposed to dishes or things from Mexico. But at any rate, you're doing a great job, Itomi. Give me some sketches, and I really love your work. Thank you, Itomi. Now, Miss Esmeralda Padilla Nuno, she has really surpassed expectations, and by that I mean she basically has completed her project. So, big shout out and big thumbs up to Esmeralda Padilla Nuno. Now, what are you going to do? Esmeralda, I believe I emailed you something to the effect of, hey, choose a country that you're interested in learning about. Good. Oh my God, your drawing is so beautiful. I believe you focused on you executed, you completed your everything Mexico project, everything Mexico project. I'm sorry, and you then took my advice and focused on a state or states in particular. And I believe you focused on Guadalajara. So I'm just so I'm sorry, the state of Jalisco, the city being Guadalajara, I believe. So excellent job. Now, again, what do I suggest you do? I suggest you focus on another country because I intended to finish out the school year with everything Mexico, but it's okay. You're doing well. Continue to turn in your work and big thumbs up. Now, what do I suggest you do? Well, I actually have something. There's a project that I haven't done in some time with seventh grade, and it's called Australian Aboriginal Art. Now, it's basically it's similar. I shouldn't say it's basically the same thing because it's not, but it is similar to the Everything Mexico. Now, first thing you're gonna do, Esmeralda Padilla Nuno, if you haven't selected another country. So if you haven't selected another country and you're saying to yourself, well, what am I supposed to do now, Mr. Ruiz, that the Everything Mexico is completed, the Everything Mexico project is completed? Well, I suggest you focus on Australia. That's if you haven't selected another country. But let's say you haven't. And so one thing I'm going to start to do is draw an outline of Australia, as you know, as it appears on the map. And again, no one here is a cartographer. I'm not a map maker. I know you guys aren't map makers, or at least I don't think you guys are. I'm pretty sure you guys would have told me, hey, Mr. Ruiz, I have a part-time job making maps. But in short, I guess it's my way of saying, hey, guys, no worries. Don't get stressed out and say, man, I can't draw this map. You know, you can. It takes some time. And as I said, I'm no cartographer. I'm no map maker. I just try my best to draw what's in front of me. As I said so many times before, guys, the first job of an artist is to observe. Not that I'm an artist. You guys are the artists, so I give you that advice. First, you need to basically understand what you're drawing, guys. And if you understand what you're drawing, you'll do a better job of drawing it. And in this case, that it happens to be Australia, excuse me, as it appears on the map. And the island of Tasmania will always be to the south. So if you ever see Australia or you don't know how to position it or orient it, Tasmania is always to the south. Now, I will share some documents with you. Now, what do I mean by documents? Australian Aboriginal art entails a lot of organic shapes, be it two-dimensional and, of course, organic forms, be it three-dimensional. But the point is this. So throughout history, and mind you, if memory serves, Australian Aboriginal religion and culture is the longest existing culture on the planet. It's basically was unbroken for 40 to 50,000 years until, of course, colonization by the English. But in short, the Australians used a beautiful method, I think it's beautiful, of communicating. They didn't have what you would refer to as a written language. They used symbols, which is the basis of a written language. So they were doing a great job of communicating with one another, even though they didn't have what one would refer to as an alphabet. But in short, so let's say, for instance, I want to start drawing some images within here about Australia or things that I'm going to learn about Australia. Well, there's a very large bird in Australia called the emu. It's basically Australia's version of the ostrich, and Aboriginals or Australian Aboriginals would draw its tracks like this, basically bird tracks. And it was their way of saying within this region or within this area, there's a large population of emus, or we tracked an emu. Okay. And then, of course, pretty much growing up as a kid, the only thing I knew about Australia was A, they were colonized by the English, and B, they had these really cool hunting tools called the boomerang. Of course, this oblong or almost U or V-shaped stick that the Aborigines threw, and it would have a habit of coming back. It basically created a circular or an elliptical range. You throw it, and if you were really good at it, it'd come right back to you. Pretty cool. But in short, I have some emu tracks and a boomerang. This is the symbol for people sitting or people congregating, people talking, and they would draw how many people were talking or were at this session or at this meeting or at this get together. And they also had symbols for man and woman. So for example, one vertical line and a loop or an N or something that looks like an upside down U was the symbol for woman. So W for woman. And then the two vertical lines and the loop was the symbol for man, so I'll write male. So again, what are you doing, Esmeralda? You're going to learn about Australia and Aboriginal art, and it's more than this. But at first, we can begin with some symbols and getting a better understanding of Australia. So that's what you're going to do. The rest of you guys are going to continue working on your Everything Mexico. And guys, it pains me a little bit. I'm really sad to say that very few have turned in their work, their assignment. So I just want to say, hey guys, try your best to get the job done. But if you can't, all I could say to that is I hope that things are okay. I know not everyone has access to a computer. I know not everyone has Wi-Fi. And I just hope that everyone's happy and healthy. I really do. And what matters is I would love to see your work so I can enter grades, but what matters to me is that you're happy and healthy. So I hope you guys are doing okay. Now, before I go, Esmeralda, again, big thumbs up. And if you haven't selected another country, I actually have this Australian Aboriginal art in the works. So this is something I've done with 7th grade. I have the unit. I have some documents that I prepared, and I'll share them with you. But before I go, just very quickly, okay? And it's just my way of saying, hey, let's finish this off with something that I believe everyone understands to be Australian, okay? So give me a second, guys. I'm going to start a drawing. And because this thing is organic in nature, I'm basically going to start off with a few shapes, okay? Some organic or some that look more organic, and some that are more geometric in nature, okay? So just be patient with me, and I think you might have an idea of what I'm drawing. So again, just be patient with me. I'll try to get this drawing out for you in just a matter of seconds, okay? Or a minute or two, okay? So maybe you have an understanding of what I'm trying, and the operative word being trying to draw, okay? And again, because this is organic in nature, which means Mother Nature, I tend to draw using geometric shapes because it was a technique that was taught to me several years ago by some amazing professors and some not so amazing professors. But in short, I want you to start off with geometric shapes, and that's if you're going to take the drawing on. But anyways, I wanted to draw this before I said goodbye so that you have my way of saying, hey, while you may not know it, you already know a little bit about Australia, even if it's just an understanding of some of the creatures from Australia, okay? So just give me a minute, and before I say it's done, let me make sure that okay. Okay. So I don't know if you know just yet, but I tried my best to draw a kangaroo, and if I think it's doing okay, if I think I'm doing okay, then I can start to refine it, and by that I mean make some changes here and there, erase a few lines, include a few lines, and so on. But yeah, you all know something about Australia, whether you care to admit it or not, or whether you understand that or not. Everyone knows. Oh, I would imagine many know. I'm sorry. How would I know if everyone knows? But I would imagine many know that kangaroos are from Australia, koala bears, the wombat. The list goes on, right, guys? So that's all I was doing, guys. Just wanted to assure you that you guys do know about Australia, whether you understand that or not. So you guys do know a little bit about different countries because, of course, drawings and animals that are connected, or more to the point, famous animals from a specific country or region or origin. And in this case, the kangaroo, of course, being one of Australia's largest, if not the largest. I believe it is the largest, what's the word I'm looking for? Marsupial. And that's just a big word that means an animal that has a pocket or pouch. Okay? And America's only marsupial is the possum. So yeah, believe it or not, we have a marsupial amongst us, guys. But in short, this is what I want to see. Okay? Take care, Esmeralda. Awesome job on your Everything Mexico. You made me so proud. So if you have no idea in terms of what to do now, I suggest taking on the Australian Aboriginal art. Okay, guys, be safe. I hope you're happy and healthy, and I'll talk to you guys soon.